We're live. Hi everybody, thank you for watching this week's episode of Coffee with Kyan. And today we have a guest, Mark Griszell. And then
how's everybody doing? We're here.
So we've got a lot of people asking Mark about what he does, about his area of expertise, about the area that he focuses in. I know that you have a pretty good die-hard group of people been following you, talking about several different types of Salesforce-based software products, upgrades, so on and so forth. But before we dive into all those good stuff, obviously I'm talking about a little bit about Dreamforce and then the Trailhead, and also being a Trailblazer and all.
Exactly.
Tell us a little about yourself first.
Well, I'm a native New Yorker. Moved down.
If you can't tell from the accent already.
Yeah, that's what they all tell me. Where are you from, New York? I can tell. But I'm having fun with that down here. I meet a lot of people just because of that, which I like. You know, people just come out and they want to ask and they want to know what you've been and where you've been in New York and things like that. Moved down here to Atlanta. Love it. Total change for me. Total change for my kids. Just the way that we go out and have fun is just a lot different than what we did in New York. And, you know, in New York, it's a little bit more safety conscious when we're out there in the streets. Out here in Atlanta, you know, I can kind of like sit on the porch and just watch my kids go out and run for like, 50 yards and not have to worry about anything other than the wolves that you guys happen to have out here in Atlanta, which I have no clue
hurricanes
about.
Recently.
Yeah, I mean, New York, the most we worry about is probably the one-eyed dog and maybe a sewer rat in the train, but that's...
What's a one-eyed dog?
Every neighborhood in New York has a dog that either has one eye or one leg missing. So it's just one of those type of things. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
really?
You got to be in New York for that one. Everybody, if you're from New York, go on my LinkedIn page and tell me about that one-eyed dog or that one-legged dog that was always in the neighborhood. It's always one in New York.
Is that an analogy or metaphor of something?
It's the truth. I'm just being honest. That's just the way it is.
Oh, that's a big difference between Boston and New York then that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I forgot you were from Boston. You're right. I did not wear my Yankees hat today on purpose.
Go Sox.
Gotta love it.
So tell us about your journey. But how long have you been in Atlanta so far?
Going on, I guess, about 10 years now. Wow. In Atlanta. When I first came down to Atlanta, I came in on sales management. I've always been into sales. And it's probably one of the reasons why I really chose this, because I got into you guys when you were interviewing me about your support system, and sales is all about support. And even though we're consulting and helping companies actually get the best candidates out there, to some degree it's still a sales mentality and a sales atmosphere, which is what I like. But I love helping people as well, so my two passions in this particular job gets a chance to actually meet.
To consult and also to potentially help people and find the best of both worlds, in this case with our clients in Canada.
True.
How do you find yourself from what you did before to now gear towards 100% the niche, the Salesforce focus so far?
Well, I think the most exciting part is that it is a niche. So instead of me talking to so many different candidates for so many different positions, I'm focused on one. I mean, it's just Salesforce personnel. You could be an admin, developer, architect, engineer, business analyst, system analyst, but it's all Salesforce. And I think it gives me a sense of pride that I have a subject that I'm becoming, in my eyes, an expert on. So instead of having my knowledge and everything spread out, I'm focused like a laser on one thing and one thing only, which is Salesforce. So I like that more than just filling any old job that's out there.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit about, I know you have one area that's been on your mind. You've been diving a lot about the research and then make a lot of really like great contacts out there, building relationships with the area and system experts, I think, and not just within the Southeast, and then pretty much across the entire North America. And then tell us a little bit about what has been on your mind.
Well, to be honest, coming in and being brand new in Salesforce, you start learning a lot of things, and after a while you start to actually hear the same thing over and over. So with Salesforce bringing out Lightning, a lot of my clients were looking for people who at the time they thought would be certified in Lightning, but there's no certification for Lightning, but they are modules. And I'm going through 2 modules right now for Lightning just to get a better understanding of it. But once I've heard it, I've actually started looking for people who are certified in Lightning, and the developers started telling me there's no certification for it. It's a module you have to teach yourself. So the question that came up that I put out on LinkedIn was basically, what would my clients need to know in regards to either installing Lightning at the very beginning of the instance or implementing Lightning later on down the line. Got a lot of different things from a lot of different people out there in Salesforce. Any of you guys that sent me stuff on LinkedIn. I definitely appreciate it because you gave me a better understanding of it, and you also allowed me to give 2 of my clients a better understanding of it as well. So I definitely appreciate it. Salesforce, you guys are the best. I love the community all day.
Yeah, it's a it's a big community. But it's a very tight community. Everybody have a lot of passion behind it. And obviously there's a lot of reason behind it now too.
Well, it's definitely a lot of passion behind it. I mean, coming into Salesforce, to be honest with you, as a recruiter, you know, you can see I got my Trailblazer jacket on. I'm out there getting badges. I'm online consistently, and I was doing it just so that I can know what it's really about. But once we went to the Trailhead Live in Atlanta, that really opened my eyes. I mean, when we won these Astro dolls, we had to create a component Enlightening in order to get one, which I thought was pretty cool because it took me about 7 minutes. So I don't know if that's a long time or a short time.
Well, obviously there was a beginner badges, and then to earn our down the road become a Trailblazer to get this glorified hoodie.
Well, the hoodie, I love it because it's just part of the community as far as Salesforce is concerned. Anybody that sees the jacket knows that you're in a learning state of mind. It's not something that you show off and you just wear like, you know, some big label brand type of thing. It's a certain amount of pride behind this because you study and you get certificates and you get badges, and it allows you to conversate more with other people who are in the Salesforce community. Gives you a chance to exchange ideas. So, you know, I love it, and I'm going to continue to, you know, dive in and get more and more badges and certificates because it just makes sense for me in my business. I'm a Salesforce specialist, so I should know as much about Salesforce as possible.
Absolutely, so you can actually speak to it intelligently like you are doing right now. So on that note, help us understand, because I know that the folks that have been following and watching Talk with Kyan, there's a pretty good portion of them that probably have heard of Salesforce or never heard of Salesforce or have an understanding about it. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Lightning is?
Well, Lightning is more of an app that is going to be mobile. Now, Lightning is basically a user interface. Lightning is not at the moment replacing Classic, but from the way it sounds and the way it's going, it just by the nature of new things coming, it's going to take over. So with Lightning, let's just say I'm a customer, and you are, I don't know, let's say you're a repair guy that drives to different locations and customer sites to help them out. Lightning has an option in it where it can identify you as the tech, so to speak.
The user, the end user.
No, you would be the actual person that's coming out to see me if I have an issue. So let's say, you know, my refrigerator's broken. You're the guy that's in the neighborhood that can fix it. Lightning's going to find you as far as the jobs that you got going on, your geographical area, and it's going to select you, that person, to come see me. Once they get hit on your mobile, whether it's a phone or if it's an iPad, you'll be able to see all the history of my account.
Wow, okay.
You'll be able to see who I am, where I am, what I've been through, and everything. So that way, when that particular guy, even if I've never seen you before, when you show up, you know everything that there is to know about me. You got the parts in the truck ready to fix my instance, and it's a done deal. So to me, when I heard that those things were available through Lightning on a service end, I thought that was incredible because, I mean, the closest thing to that might be Uber.
Yeah, I use WAG as well, which is a dog walking device, and it tells me everything about my dog walker before the dog walker was even selected.
See, so and that's what Lightning is doing. It's just making everything faster from sales and service. So there's a lot of new things that is in Lightning that you cannot use in Classic. And part of my question was to find out when was the best time to actually implement it, right? So one developer, Ronnie McKnight, love you, thank you so much for your information, you're the best. Ronnie let us know that, you know, old school developers are going to be looking more towards doing what they need to do on Classic because that's what they're used to.
That's where the foundation is. That's
where the foundation, that's where all the coding comes in, and that's what they're used to. Lightning is going to be more for the new developers that are coming out. A lot more drag and click, a lot of modules and things are already set up where they don't have to do any coding whatsoever. Yeah. And I think I'm probably going to gravitate towards that more because I like it. I love the drag and click environment because you can get the same job done without knowing a ton of code.
Exactly.
So the flip side of implementing Lightning after, and this was from Lee Zhu, who's a developer in California. He said it's really not an issue getting the pages and everybody up to speed on Lightning. It's the end user, what they like the most. So I thought that was incredible because I'm thinking it's a total technical issue.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to really be because you can implement Lightning with no problem. On the end user side, yeah, I may have been using this thing for the last 5 years and I'm just used to Classic and I don't want to touch Lightning.
Exactly.
Or I may have came in on Lightning and that's all that I know, so please make sure that my interface is Lightning. So it was great information I was getting back, a lot of different stuff, but
isn't that kind of funny? It's also, it plays in a lot of very sales-oriented environment because obviously Salesforce is CRM. It introduced that methodology of, nowadays it's about a mutual value added. Similarly in recruitment, actually. We talk about this all the time. It has to be a value-driven.
Exactly.
It cannot be, this is going to be such a cool, chic, sexy software coming in here, but a lot of people forget about the end user experience, and that comes full life cycle. Why do I need to engage in here?
Exactly.
Not to ding down specifically a cable company and so on. I think we all have our share of frustration. When you have a cable company, when things are not working, they give you a window of, I'll be there anytime between 4 to 8. Now imagine if you make a comment with somebody, hey, yeah, I'll show up sometime between 4 to 8. Are they going to show up at 3:45 or 8:15 if it somehow fell outside of that window? But having something like this,
exactly,
and with the artificial intelligence building behind it or through the infrastructure, actually bring the end user experience a lot more beyond intelligence, but really that element of care. It can be bettered by technology.
You're right, and I'll be honest, with the developers that I've been speaking to in the last 60 days, I've probably spoken to close to about 750 developers. When I say speak to them, I'm not just reaching out, how you doing? Any developers that deal with us here, we have a relationship. We talk. I want to know what you got going on with your personal life, your future goals as far as your job. So that way, when I have a client, I know how to match you up the best. We had a conversation earlier about sending certain people to certain companies. I like to ask my clients, are you guys more googly or more Smith and Barney? Because I don't want to send a guy that's got the hoodie on, that's ready to code.
It seems like it's cool, but it's not.
Exactly, and in my eyes, developers, they make the end user experience what it should be, and I like that because they can get all the information from those up at the top as far as what we need done.
Yeah.
Talk to some end users and figure out how to best put it so that they can be the most effective and efficient. I love the developers. Thank you. I appreciate all you guys. You have no clue. Developers, going through these modules, developers do a lot of things, and I see why they're in such high demand, and I also see why you guys got a 20% increase in pay last year. So thumbs up for developers. You guys got a big job.
Yeah, and in order to move things forward, and then with everything that's going on right now, I think that Einstein recently celebrated the 1-year birthday.
That was big.
Salesforce.
That was big, and we're definitely looking to see how they're going to bring that about at Dreamforce, because I believe in one of the videos that I saw on, I think it was YouTube, they actually had Einstein on the stage as a 3D hologram. So that's something I'm interested in seeing. I mean, the artificial intelligence, you're using it every day, whether you know it or not. I mean, if you're typing in anything in your Google search box or any box, and it kind of pre-populates for you, well, that's artificial intelligence taking place right there.
Exciting stuff. So is there anybody you want to especially shout out besides everybody who I've mentioned so far?
Well, nobody in particular. I mean, I'll be honest with you. And the reason why I say that, because I'm a people person. I got love for everybody if we're in contact. If you go on my LinkedIn page, I mean, I remember 235 people on LinkedIn. I'm approaching 7,000, and that's less than 2 months that I've been doing that. So it's not that I couldn't even think of everybody that I want to shout out, other than my kids, of course, because they'll be looking at this laughing at me, talking about daddy's on the thing. But a lot of the developers and the administrators, and I have to give a lot of love to the administrators. You guys give me so much information laterally to you as far as your position and what you guys see going up the ladder in your position. You guys give us so much information. You're almost like teachers for us. So I give shout outs to the developers, the admins, architects,
the project managers.
Project managers for sure. Yeah. Angela Stewart, love you. Thank you so much for everything. But I just want to shout out the entire Salesforce community, and I just look forward to seeing everybody at Dreamforce. We actually sent out an email. I did, just asking anybody in our networks, if you're going to be at Dreamforce 17, come hang out with us at IT Works. We just want to get to know you.
Booth number?
Booth number 1940.
All right. We'll also
1940.
add that also in the tagline after this video is over.
Exactly.
Obviously, want everybody to comment, share, like, and obviously to come down to track us down at booth number 1940
Yes,
to say hi
please.
to Mark and the rest of the team,
the
and
rest of
also
our
with
group.
anybody from IT Works.
We'll be giving some giveaways, and we got the little visual thing. You can have some fun with us, but we'll be looking to meet a lot of people and find new clients, people who are about to get Salesforce or maybe even thinking about it. We may be recruiters, but we are constantly in contact with consultants and project managers, people who can actually walk you through what you need to do when you're getting ready to get your Salesforce instance set up, so that way when it is set up, you actually start getting a return on investment like immediately. I'm not sure if people understand, but Amazon had a big write-up about them using Salesforce. Within 12 months, over 735%. They said their return on investment came in the 11th month. And if you know anything about Salesforce, it's not cheap. So if somebody's telling you that they made a return in less than 12 months, and they actually accredited Salesforce to a lot of their growth. And this is not something I'm just telling you. This is on the internet, and you can find it. These guys at Amazon are really contributing the majority of their growth to getting Salesforce and using what they have in order to gain more customer experiences and more people up under their belt, so to speak. So I think it's
Especially with them building their second U.S. headquarters.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
So what can you tell us about within your territory? What's going on?
Well, I got the whole Southeast now. Earlier when we were going to do this, we did have somebody else that was in the Southeast, and that was Maceo Woods, so a lot of you guys probably know him. He's not here. He's still with the company. He's actually moved into another position, which is, to me, very exciting for him. He's been smiling ever since. But it's just me here. I do the entire Southeast. That's Georgia, North and South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee. I think I got a little bit of Mississippi, too. Florida as well. Oh, God, Florida. I love all you developers and administrators out in Florida. Please give me a call. We need to be in touch. There's not a lot of you guys out in Florida, and you guys can really make Florida something that's really, really big as far as what you guys do. Call me. Trust me, I can show you how it's done. But other than that, yeah, I got the entire Southeast, and I'm loving it. Every phone call has something to do with my accent, but it's just the way it is, but I use it as a leeway. But the majority of the candidates that I'm speaking to out there, the architects, admins, developers, we're creating really, really good rapport. But the clients out there, a lot of my clients in the Southeast are just now getting Salesforce and understanding what it can do for them. And part of my job is to let them know that if you have a Salesforce instance, put in. What you need to do is get in touch with us so that we can basically tell you, I mean, we've been through this thing many times, and we can tell you how you need to set up interview processes, what you're going to need as far as admins, developers, just to take care of your instance. And this is what we do all day, every day. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but they pay me to talk to Salesforce people every day and introduce them to my clients, and they go out and they have a ball, and I start the thing over the next day. So I'm having a ball doing it, but it seems that it's a candidates market right now. So I'm talking to tons of candidates, but clients, I'm talking to a lot of you guys too, and I know this is new to you, but get into the Salesforce world, go onto the website, see what it's all about, and you'll start to understand why, number one, you guys actually invested in it, but also more importantly, why it's such, I don't want to say a rush, but it's so important that you find the right people to take care of you. Salesforce is like a baby, and they're going to grow it, and you want somebody that's going to be there, that knows that baby, that's been nurturing that baby, bringing it along from the first module until whatever it is that you guys want to do. But you want those people in place and try and keep them in place. You want those people to stay there and take care of this thing, because I mean, if Amazon is saying that they are saying a lot of their growth is coming from this thing, and you've got it, you got a pretty good chance, just like Amazon, to just blow your numbers out the water because of what Salesforce will allow you to do. So get in touch with us so we can help you guys get your instance rolling and get things going, and get you some people in there that's going to stay with you and make it into what it can be, because there's so many things with it, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely. And Mark, for somebody who want to break into our industry doing what you do, what little word of advice would you have for them?
My best advice would be this. I'm in this industry for two reasons. One, because I have a passion for people. When I came to Atlanta, I started working for, I'll say at Home Depot. I love you guys. It's orange here too. But Home Depot at the time that I moved down here was one of the only companies that was doing mass hiring. I think Atlanta was like at their highest percentage of unemployment ever.
Yeah.
I remember literally just being on the phone interviewing somebody for a possible interview, not for a job, but interviewing you to come to an interview. They're on the phone crying, they're thanking me left and right, and they're trying to introduce me to their family members on the phone, and I'm not even able to give them the job. I'm just setting them up in a phase to actually get through an interview process to possibly get a job. So at that particular time, nobody was getting hired in a lot of other places, and we were hiring people close to, I believe the numbers was 350 to 500 in a month.
Wow.
Which to me was big because I was putting my resume out before I got that job and wasn't getting any hits. So I can attest that it was. So if you got a passion for people, because you have to be able to speak to your candidates and you have to be able to speak to your clients in such a way that you become a family. It's not a sale where you sign on the dotted line and run out the door and I don't see you anymore. It's like
a cashier business, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. It's more of a relationship building thing, showing genuine interest, wanting to know exactly what your client is buying, what they need, and what type of culture they have. Because right now, what I am finding out, if you're going to get in this business, it's not going to be so much about if you actually have the skill set. A lot of people have the skill set, but now it's more about the culture fit. It's more about can you come in here and we sit around and we can work together and collaborate and actually move this thing forward, because again, Salesforce is not cheap, so you don't want to ever stunt the growth of it. I mean, Salesforce is like a tree. It's just a seed one day, but 20 years later, if you try to run past it, it's going to be a tree with branches and leaves and things like that, and maybe some kid built a tree house, but that's how Salesforce is. It will grow like that. And if you want to get into this business and get the client and the candidate to shake hands, make sure you're a people person. You could be, you could be motivated by money, but you need to be motivated by people, because if you're not getting into who the people are, what they do, what are their skill sets, where do they want to go, where do they want to be, if you don't get into those areas, then you may play somebody and may be good for about a month or two, and then something that you didn't think about, they get married and moving to Alaska, never came up because you didn't decide to ask. So the one thing I like about IT Works, they teach us how to have genuine interest in everybody that we talk to, not just our candidates, but also our clients, so that way when we make the match, they stay and they come back to us to get more of what we consider our candidates. I mean, and
our people.
They are our people, and it's not because they came through IT Networks. It's because we built a relationship with those people before we even introduced them to a opportunity. So now we're introducing our friends to opportunities, and if you got a friend, you know what you would introduce your friend to and what you would not. So I have certain friends that I know, or candidates that I know, I can send to certain companies because this is something that we talked about. This is something that they would thrive in. They would definitely do well here, and the client would enjoy our choice that we send to them, access for more business. So if you're going to get into this business, make sure, number one, you care about people and you show genuine interest. Other than that, don't even get into the game. Just find another job, because this is, for me, there's a passion behind this, because, let's be honest. If you get somebody a job, we're talking, it's not about a paycheck every 2 weeks. We're talking about health benefits. We're talking about what's the career path going to be for this person? Where will they be 5 years down the line? Are they just spinning their wheels here, or will they get promotions and be able to, I mean, we're about to have a thing for Christmas coming in. I feel good about bringing my kids here, because they're going to know that this is part of my life. This is what daddy's doing at home all the time. And okay, this is where he works, and they'll probably run around here and mess with the pool table and all of that stuff. But it's one of those type of things when you want to get somebody a job, you want to find out what the future looks like, not what the check is going to look like in the next 2 weeks, because that's not what recruiting is about.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely not how we work here at IT.
I also want to thank the family and friends who have been supporting us along the way.
Because it's rough.
The moral support, especially it's something that it's either you go all in or you bow out. So.
And I just want to piggyback off that one statement, and because I believe it's the most important. In this game, either you all the way in or you all the way out, and take it for exactly the way it sounds. You have to just totally jump in. You can't have any reserves. You can't have any type of consciousness in regards to what I look like or what am I doing or am I doing. If you decide to get into this game, just forget everything that you learned, unlearn that, relearn all the new stuff, and just jump in. It's great doing things from the beginning to some extent, because from scratch, because you're doing it your way, and you're talking to people, they don't really know who you are and how you were, so you can actually be somebody new the minute that you start. So I would tell people to take advantage of that statement, jump all the way in or don't do it at all.
Thank you for embracing that. And please say hi to your family and friends. And they have a lot of lovely and dear ones out there.
All my
watching
LinkedIn
this.
networks, all my Facebook, all my Twitters, all my Instagram people, I love you. I hope that I see so many of you guys over at Dreamforce. All my family, listen, I love you guys. You know I do what I do every day. I know sometimes I come home and I'm focused, but I make sure I take time out for you guys and we go out and have fun, whether it's the park, the bikes, the hoverboards, whatever it is. I make sure as a good dad that we go out and do that because it's important that I do well here because I'm setting up you guys' future, whether you know it or not. So, got nothing but love for the family, Mom. You just came home from the hospital. I know you getting yourself together. I love you, and I'll see you later on today because I'm hungry. So I love you. And to my green-eyed wife, I will see you later and have a good trip on the highway home. It will be crowded. I love you.
Thank you all for watching. If you need to contact Mark Griszell, please contact us at 678-291-0081 or mark.griszell, Griszell at itworksrec.com. This is Kyan, and also find me on Twitter at Coffee with Kyan. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Mark.
Take it easy.
Appreciate it.